What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, I'm going to be going over talking about the festival event in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM and things that you guys need to be considering within the event. Now, as I do dive into this, we're going to be talking about the challenges, where you're at, what you're going to want to try to get done and accomplish. We're going to be talking about using your event cards in the exchange. So for myself, exactly how that looks, exactly what I did with all of my event cards. And you know, when it comes down to it, if you have event cards, extra event cards, make sure you're at least not letting them expire, right? Because at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do is have event cards in your collection be unused. I had some amethysts from the last event not used, and with those I could have ended up making a decent amount of MT. So that's kind of the one thing I want you guys to know and realize is wherever you end up at, make sure you use your event cards, okay? That's the one thing I really want to hit home on, because at the end of the day, you have a lot of MT just sitting in your collection with these event cards that even if all you can do is get these deluxe badges, which again, it's not nearly as important as it was last time around, but even if that's all you got a lot of MT just sitting in here waiting to be redeemed. You know, like even for me, I just got an extra however many thousand MT just by locking this in. So where I want to start is this. Figure out where you're at with the event, okay? Have you been grinding triple threat park win streaks? Have you been grinding out these challenges? Have you been playing in King of the Court? Figure that out, okay? Because once you figure out where you're at, what your limit is, that's when you can start figuring what you want to do. So like for me on my No Money Spent Squad series, I grinded a lot of the events, okay? I got Jason Kidd. I went and got Nick Young. I got a Galaxy Opal Hollow, and that ended up being Wilt, who I think is going to be really solid for my No Money Spent Squad. I got Bam, who I think, again, is going to be a solid player to hold it down at the power forward position. But most importantly, guys, I use my cards. No matter who you use your cards on, a lot of it's personal preference. I didn't have enough tokens, enough things to get Marc Gasol, so I didn't do that. And so I tried to, you know, figure out the best options underneath that. I did what I could, tried to make the best things happen. But no matter where you're at, the most important thing is that you're using your event cards, okay? No matter if that's on Wilt, no matter if that's on KD, no matter who that's on, the most important thing with this event is using your cards. Because again, if you let your cards just expire, your event cards expire, you're not gonna reach the maximum potential of your squad. So for me, at the end, I did go through and I got some legend badges as well. Guess what? The lightning launch I got can go on Jason Kidd. The, you know, unpluckable I got can go on somebody. The paint patroller I got can go on somebody. The on-ball menace I got can be used on a guy like Moses Malone or Nick Young. Everything that I got from the event, I can go through and use. And even the badges I got at the very end, guess what? They have value. No, they're not as valuable as they once were. I get that, and I 100% agree with you guys on that. But at the end of the day, this limitless range might sell for 750 coins, okay? And so no, it's not nearly as valuable as it once was, but it still does hold some value. Same thing with Slippery Opal. Same thing with Shifty Shooter. These are badges that I got extras of by, you know, finishing out. I had some leftover, you know, exchange or event cards that I wasn't going to use. So guess what? Go get these badge packs and put these badges up. The last thing you guys want to do is forget that this is like, here's the last thing you want, okay? You don't want to grind this event for 2 weeks and then not load up the game this week and then just let these expire. These say that these are available for 24 days, but I'm here to tell you they're not going to be there at that long. These things are going to expire when these expire. It was the same thing with the last event. These things say that they're there for this long, but they are gone. They do not stay for as long as 2K indicates they are. So make sure you use your event cards in whatever way you want to. And for me, I'm basically maxed out. I do not have any more of these event cards. I got 2 Amis, but outside of that, I do not have any more of these event cards that I can go through and use. I've used every last one of them, okay? And I'm in a solid position. I'm fine, you know, with where I'm at. I'm perfectly fine with what I got done, with what I got accomplished in this event. But that's what you guys need to make sure, because honestly, guys, no matter where you're at, you can't really grind for an extra thing. Like grinding this event isn't really a thing. And one thing I want you guys to not do is get close to a reward and then open packs. Because that's what 2K wants you to do. 2K wants you to get close to like a Wilt Chamberlain, a KD, a Marc Gasol, and then feel like, wow, I'm so close. So now I need to for sure go and open these packs. Please do not do that. I'm telling you right now, if you do that, you are going to put yourself in a really bad position when it comes down to it, because it's just not worth it, guys. It is not worth spending your hard-earned MT, your hard-earned VC, just to put yourself in a slightly better position. Again, I really wanted Marc Gasol on my main, or on my no money spent. I wanted him in the worst way, but at the end of the day, it's not worth me sacrificing MT or loading up VC to do. And even if it's your main account, right, it's still ultimately not worth it. Okay, that's something I really do feel strongly about. And hopefully you guys listen to me and consider what I'm telling you guys, because again, I could have went, opened a few packs and got Marc Gasol, but at that point, not only are you spending MT, you're wasting what your cards and they could be spent elsewhere. You know, like I downgraded and got Nick Young. I sent the rest, got some legend badges. You know, they're not going to go to waste as long as you don't let them. Okay, so that's something that I also, do feel is pretty strongly about. And also, like, if you get things from the event, use them. If you get legend badges and have a good player, like, use them, right? Don't let these things just sit in your collection. Use them. And so for me, on my No Money Spent Squad series, I'm probably going to go through and use a lot of the things I got. I got, the Hall of Fame set shot specialist. Who is that going to go on? I don't know whether it's going to go on Wilt, Gobert. I don't know. But it's going to go on somebody. It's going to get used. Same thing with all of the other things that I got as far as badge-wise. They are going to get used. I'm not just going to let them sit in my collection. But yeah, just my biggest piece of recommendation is log onto your account today and figure out where you're at, figure out where you want to get to and who you want to get with your event cards. If you're not in position to get there and you have some things left still to grind, remember these take a while to grind, but you get pretty rewarded for grinding these things. If grinding those things aren't going to get you where you want to get, might be time to lower your expectations, lower your standards, and guess what? Downgrade, right? If you want Wilt, downgrade, go get Marc Gasol. If you want Marc Gasol, guess what? Downgrade if you have to and go get Nick Young. Like, you obviously can do that. You can make some things shake. But again, the very last thing I want you guys to do is be in a position where, guess what? You load up the game on, let's say you load up the game tonight, right? Because this expires come tomorrow. So you load up the game tonight and you're panicked, right? You don't know what to do because you don't have enough for Wilt, and that's who you really wanted, and then have to come up with a last minute plan. Figure it out right now, right? Figure out a plan for what you want to do with the event. Do not let these things expire. Again, if you have a lot of these event cards, load up the game for a little bit tonight and do what you want with them. Do not let these event cards expire, because it was a 2-week long grind. And all week or the entire time I was like, guys, just save them for now. There's no reason to be spending the event cards until the end. Well, now it's the end of the event. We know what's available. We know what's obtainable. And you guys know for your account where you guys are at with it, right? You guys know, can I go get Wilt? Can I go get Nick Young? Can I go get Mark Williams? You guys know where your account is at and what you guys are trying to do. And so now go claim your rewards. Please, please, please do not let them expire. Otherwise, you're wasting a chance to improve your squad in a massive, massive, massive way. And for me, again, I got a lot of these extra badges. And for myself, I think it's good if I do go through every once in a while and put some of these badges up, because the way I think of it is it's literally free MT. And sure, it takes a while to really have it be noticeable, because a lot of these badges don't end up selling for a ton right now in the game. But at the end of the day, every little bit of MT I get at this stage matters in a massive, massive, massive way. So that's where I'm at with things. I went through, watched my No Money Spent Squad series. I went through, had to decipher exactly what I wanted after I realized I wasn't in position to get my Marc Gasol, which I was grinding for Marc Gasol. I thought, at the end of it, I would have enough to get him, and I just didn't. I didn't. And part of that is because I didn't play in King of the Court. So that's kind of my fault. I should have made sure I played in King of the Court, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Nick Young will be just fine for me and my No Money Spent Squad. And guess what? With that, I'm going to end up getting a little extra MT as well. So at the end of the day, I don't think there's a right or wrong thing to use your event cards on. I have plenty of videos on my channel what I recommend, but at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is you use your event cards, right? Like, that's the one thing that I encourage you guys to do, use your event cards, because, for example here, you go in here to the event, a lot of these things you can't just sell. So like, I know if you have a bunch of them, I think you actually can go through and sell. It's kind of weird, but like, I can't go in and sell them individually. Okay. And so yes, if you have a bulk of them, you can quick sell them. I don't think it's bad value. Depends on what you got, but individually, you can't just go through and sell them. So just kind of realize that, because like I said, with the last event, I'm a prime example, right? I didn't go through and claim everything, and I've got 20 of these Amis sitting in my collection. Guess what? These could have been used for MT. Don't let this happen to you. Make sure you use your event cards. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.